Okay, good afternoon. Welcome to Victoria County Municipal Council for Monday, February 28th, the last day of February. And we just want to acknowledge that this meeting is being held in Mi'kmaq, one of the 7 traditional districts of the Mi'kmaq and the ancestral Anansi territory of the Mi'kmaq people. So with that, the other just quick announcement we want to make on behalf of council that our thoughts are with people in Ukraine. They are faced with some serious struggles over there, and our thoughts and prayers are with them as well. Hopefully that will end peacefully and soon. So with that, the agenda has been circulated to you. We've added that there's going to be an in-camera session after council for a few minutes, so please note that. And stick around for a few minutes after council. It won't take very long. We have regrets from Councillor Paul McNeil this evening. He is out of the province. And we are also at a change in our agenda. We had one presentation that canceled earlier today, so that's why there's just one presentation to this evening. So are there any other additions, or are there any deletions worth mentioning? Yes, Councillor Patrick.
Yeah, wouldn't have the, let the SCM report, please.
Yeah, we will add that to, we'll add that under committee reports to the councillor. Note that, and please remind me, should I forget. The other thing, just before we get to tonight's session, we are using new technology tonight, so just a reminder of a couple of things that we ask your patience, whether you're sitting in council with us or if you're joining us on social media. We will try to do our best to try to go through these meetings rather seamlessly. So that's duly noted. And just another reminder to council that your mic is always on. So we are going to proceed with a motion to accept the agenda as circulated with the 2 additions that were added. Motion, please.
Make that motion.
Thank you, Councillor Longa. Do we have a second for that, please?
Second.
Councillor McLeod is seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded, motion is carried. The agenda has been approved. So tonight we have a presentation from Gold, and we have 3 folks in attendance tonight. We have Gabby Brown and Chapman, and afterward Bill Fitzgerald. So we're going to turn it over to your presentation, and we have you on the docket for 20 minutes. So the floor is yours. So if you'd like to proceed your presentation, and then we can open to questions later if you wish. So who's taking the lead?
I'll start. I want to introduce you.
My name is William Fitzgerald. I'm a has-been general surgeon. I have the privilege of chairing the board of the Bradwell Lakes Day Camps Association. With me this evening are Gabby Brown and Penny Chapman, who in fact make everything happen. So I'm going to turn it over to them for the meat of the presentation. I'd like to have an opportunity just to say a few words at the end.
Thank you, and welcome to council. Gabby and Penny.
I want to say thank you to the council for having us. Once a year, always a welcome time to talk a little bit about Gold and how it had developed, especially in the last year. And my colleague Penny Chapman is just handing out all the flyers from the programs that were running this year. So you have an overview. So Bold Center this year was facing again challenges related mostly to COVID-19 and all the different restrictions and reopening plans and phases and everything. Everybody, not only we had to go through. Nevertheless, we stayed open through the whole year with our programs, starting from babies and toddlers to the Bold Play Group, the Bold After School programs that are running at the moment, over at the Bowl Center. Bowl day camps, so we open on snow days, storm days, which we had quite a few in the recent weeks, and PD days, basically on every day where the schools are closed, so that not only essential workers, but everybody has the chance that the kids can have a day filled with activities and fun and with friends at Bowl Center, and sometimes we even shovel snow together on the pathway. This year, my colleague Penny Chapman started the Bowl Youth Theater Group. This is our first program that is has two groups and one for older children as well. So we're tapping into the group of teenagers now. And we're really surprised that both programs were full, and the second run, the second sessions, the winter session started last Wednesday. So, and we have the Bowl Seniors Drop-In program that started in April through a cooperation with Victoria County Home Support Services, where we started out to see what we can do for seniors 55 and up in our community, mostly against social isolation and a recreational and enrichment program. And we are glad through the partnership with the Community Health Board that we can launch a Bold Healthy Food program that will be visible in every program we have with different things. And as by today, we're glad to launch a pilot project next Thursday called Boldability. It will be the first program that is directed towards people with disabilities in our community that will run as a pilot starting on Thursday evening. And together with Alyssa Rockwell, the Director of Recreation of Alderwood, and the Senior Safety Officer was at the meeting, so it's another cooperation with the community. And that brings me to the next point, to use this platform as well to say thank you to all the partners in the community. The list has grown majorly, especially within the last 6 months, and we're proud. Just to name a few, I already said Alderwood, Victoria County Home Support Service. We also want to say thank you to the municipality for the support. Of course, we were in contact with Lydia Keir as the recreational officer, with Cassandra as the senior safety officer, and all councillors. And we're never short of helping out with whatever we needed. If it was when we planned together Halloween events or Christmas in the villages or all other events. So thanks for your ongoing support for you. And of course, the Community Health Board, Knox Church and the Bedeck Youth Group and Lions Club, Snowmobile Club, the Archery Club, Fern and Thistle Cottages. So the list is very long, and we take this whenever we thought during COVID, oh my dear, how are we gonna face this? How are we gonna stay open? That kept us going. All this trust and the partnerships. For example, we switched to fully outdoors in spring when we were not allowed to be open indoors, and ran an after-school program out of the tent in the beginning. And so that year was kind of the year for both, where we really had to show that we can adapt our program, adapt our space. I don't know how many times we rearranged the space depending on the group sizes we were allowed to have, but nevertheless, we had the most successful summer, the highest number of children we had since Bold started, and the same with the after-school program. And I have to say, the participants and the children, the seniors, but also the parents, kudos for what they did throughout this year and supported us. And the kids were troopers. Like, especially now, we try to stay outdoors as long as possible, and they stay outdoors with us, and they have a blast. So we couldn't do it without their support too. And We're especially proud, I think, too, that there have been changes, a lot of changes involved within the last year to 6 months. So I think Penny and I can say we have a great working board. Oh my, they are really working. Very involved with everything we do and very supportive of all our ideas, or ideas that partners in the community come to say, can we meet and talk about what we can do to help or fill a need that we think is there in the community, and then we can work together and figure out a way, like the kids always say, we will figure it out. That's kind of our quote, to make it work. And also the support of our MLA, our MP. So we were impressed and hope to go forward with this strong board, strong working board, and our established community connections to start what we started with, this variety of programs for all age groups, to grow into this living learning center that we can become in the heart of town, in the heart of the village, that is accessible. We're working towards accessibility a lot. We had an audit with Dalhousie University, and this is our roadmap to become fully accessible as planned by the province in 2030. So we just handed in another accessibility grant to do our next steps. So people that know Bold Center might have noticed a new door driving by. So this is an accessible door with a switch. So this is our next plan too, not only with the programs, but also with the space to become a fully accessible space in town, for example, also rentable for workshops and meetings. So we hope with the easing of the COVID restrictions that especially this will come back to Bold and say, yeah, we're right in town. And there are plans for the future, and we're hopeful that one day the vision is when you walk down Chubacto, you see seniors, you see children, and I think Dr. Fitz can talk even more about our vision towards the future of Bold.
Thank you very much. I'd just like to acknowledge the other members of the board. Allowing us to be here tonight are Rosella Bourne and Judy King, who are across the road looking after kids. Rosella grew up in Sydney River. She left to create a career in business with heavy emphasis on HR and finance and organizational administration. Judy King is well known to you. I should say Rosella is our co-chair. Judy King is our secretary. She's well known to you with a lifelong history of childhood education. Our treasurer is Graham Steele. On building and grounds, we have Henry Fuller and Derek Chapman. Recently joined us Heather McLean from this community, who of course is the administrator of Alderwood with a background in finance. And Barb Heens, who may not be known to you, but she and her husband recently retired to Tarbet. She has a lifelong history in early childhood education. On the front line, she was a teacher, a principal, and more recently, administrative responsibilities at a university level. So I think we have a very strong board. And it's very much a working board, although we try as we might to keep our fingers out of the day-to-day process, which is clearly very capably run by our staff. Our vision is to become a welcoming, intergenerational living learning center fostering engagement for all ages, pre-birth through to old age like me, situated in the center of town and anchored by the library, and accommodating a myriad of local recreational and educational service facilities. We're well on our way to doing that, as you can see from the presentation today. Such collaboration ensures that costs are minimized, and in fact, the whole is greater than the sum of its parts, as various entities can share facilities. For example, meeting rooms, commercial kitchen for entertainment, teaching, lunch preparation areas for staff, consultation rooms such as social work, speech language therapy, mental health, that kind of thing can all be accommodated on a rotating schedule. The library is looking for, if we were building a freestanding library, we would want 5,000 square feet of space. We can easily accommodate that kind of an extension behind the building without detracting from the street facade. But I would suggest to you that when we get right down to the actual planning and drawing and blueprints, we could probably get away with a much smaller footprint than that because of our sharing of the facility, if you understand what I mean. Why do we do this? We want to grow our community, attract young families, provide stimulation to children and families who live here and who visit seasonally. That's quite a large number, of course. People who come to work in this area bring their kids. A large number of children were in the day program last summer. Most importantly, though, is investing in our children, in our citizens, especially our youth. Every dollar spent in early childhood development gives back over the lifetime of that child by a factor of 8 to 30 times. You will not find a better investment anywhere than that. Reduced learning disabilities, behavior problems, violence, addictions, chronic stress-related diseases such as hypertension, coronary artery disease, diabetes, and mental health are all reduced on the basis of good early childhood education. Fact is that the important skills such as dealing with conflict and stress, conditioned responses to situational learning, all peak and have fallen off, and they're established before the child goes to school. So by the age of 4 years, that's when we need to be, that's what we need to be putting our emphasis on. So these factors speak for themselves. And really, we cannot afford not to do this.
Thank you. Anything else that you want to add to the presentation?
No, I just, the last thing I want to add, if anybody has questions around gold or what we do or programs, we have a website and we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, so just contact us, or I want to invite every counselor or everybody who's interested, just stop by when the open sign is on, stop by, come in and take a look
And we'll find
how
out.
it is. Yeah, we'll always find something to do, or the kids find something to do for you.
Yeah,
Please don't be shy.
we'd like to open it up to questions.
Yes.
And we just start over here. I don't know, Fraser, Larry, any questions or comments?
Yeah, just a comment, Benny and Gabby and Fitzgerald, I would congratulate you for what you're doing. And as Dr. Fitzgerald just pointed out, you're really doing the job of developing humans, good humans. And that first 4 years, as you said, is so important for setting them on the right path. The other thing that maybe you've experienced and maybe you haven't, you never know what influence you have on a child unless you find it later on. For example, I met one of my former students here this evening. She remembered me. I couldn't remember her. But it's like dropping the pebble in the pond. The booster boat, and you never know. Anyway, so keep up the good work. It looks like you're doing a great job. And look forward to more success in the future.
Thank you very much.
No, great presentation and great work by us all. Again, you're hitting all the key things, the abilities, and definitely dealing with the seniors and the youth and stuff like that. So it's a very wide range of stuff that you're doing, and I do appreciate what you're doing for Victoria County. Which building are you actually located in right now? Is it the library building or next to?
490 Chicago.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, no, just want to make sure we didn't go for the wrong door.
Sign of the Living Learning Center.
Exactly. Okay, great, thank you.
I would like to just to add for confirmation, Bold owns that building outright.
Yes.
And we are prepared to do whatever it takes to make this dream a reality.
Councilor Arden, Councilor McDonald.
Great job. Our youth, they're our most important commodity of us all, right? But great job, great presentation, and good luck in the future.
Thank you very much.
I just want to say great presentation. Thank you for coming this evening. Reiterate what the other counselor said. Just curious, when I was just looking through the pamphlet there for the daycare costs, with the federal government come in with the $10 child daycare, does that affect you folks or no?
No, because
Just curious on that.
As you know, we have a struggling private, what would be considered private daycare functioning in this community already. We've had discussions with them, and we would be prepared to include them, you know, under our roof, as it were. I would suggest that from my reading of it, it's a bit too early to say what the shape of daycare is going to be in this province until we, you know, until they flesh it out and they hire the early childhood educators. They're going to do, first of all, train them and then hire them. But I can certainly see collaborating in some way with that system.
Great. Thank you. Good work. Keep it up.
We're just going to shift over to Councilors Cloud and Londa. Councilor Londa, any questions?
No questions, but I just want to thank you for the wonderful presentation and a very colorful presentation here. And for stepping up and filling voids that were here, like for young children, for teenagers, for elderly, and having programs for all of them. And it's wonderful. And thank you.
Thank you, Councilor. Councilor McLeod.
Yeah, thank you for the presentation. Same, it's nice to see since day one and now how much is grow this program. It's very made me happy to see it. And you see, is a Bold online learning? What is all about this?
That was something, as you can see on the poster, that we did very fast to react to shifting the school online.
Oh, okay.
And parents called us and said either they don't have a reliable Wi-Fi connection where they live, or they simply have to work. So what do we do with the children? And then we said, our space is big enough, went down and rearranged the interiors again, and made social distance learning spaces, online learning spaces for the children that could attend, and we helped them, we prepared snacks for them, and so they spent their online school day at our building and got picked up by the parents after the school day, and so they could still go and work at Tim Hortons or wherever they needed, so everybody got their coffee.
No, thank you. It's very nice to see all the progress. Thank you.
Well, I want to thank you for sending it tonight, and I want to also thank you for sending us cards. Those are great. They mean a lot to us, really, because of who they came from.
Yeah.
And I can tell you from somebody that's up and down the street that lives 30 times a day, I know this bowl is busy. Busy means that you're being productive and your programs are being well attended. So just keep up the good work and you're providing great service to the community. We commend you for that. And you decide that you are going to apply for some funding, I would encourage you to do so before the deadlines for consideration. Thank you very much for your time tonight. We appreciate it, and thanks for coming to council.
Thanks.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you.
Well, so just as told, actually the room, we had a public hearing this afternoon. There was a recommendation came from that public hearing to make a zoning change. So we need a motion for council to, I just want to get the word right. We would need a motion for council tonight to amend the deck land use bylaw to allow churches as a permitted use within the general commercial C2 zone. So we need a motion to that effect, moved by the deputy warden. Do we have a second? Second by Councilor Cloud, all in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded, motion's carried. Thank you for that. So we're going to move on to the minutes of April 14th, or I'm sorry, February 14th. They were circulated to you. You've had a chance to review them. Are there any errors or omissions in those minutes? None? No errors, no omissions. Could we have a motion to approve the minutes of council for February 14th, 2022?
I approve the minutes.
Thank you, Councilor. Longo, do we have a second, please?
Second.
Second by Councilor Cloud, all in favor? Contrary minded? Motion carried, minutes are approved. So is there any old business that you wish to bring up before we turn it over to council?
Yeah, there's a little bit, some old business that came up. We were looking to see about having Community Wind come to council. Community Wind has let us know that they are not going to be coming to council until maybe 2023 because they have projects that they are working on in other areas, not in this area. So they have, they're looking to start projects in other areas. Also, I have been tasked to, after our last meeting related to the courthouse, we are exploring our options on things. We've had a meeting with the rent committee to see if they had any space that was available that we may be able to take advantage of there. So we've had some preliminary meetings related to that. Highland Village was here on Friday to have a look at the archives that are here and start the process of moving archives over to their location. I think we said that dates for our municipal boundaries and public works meeting were March 14th, but we possibly are going to be looking at changing the date on that. So we will be coming up with another date related to those things. And one other thing, there was a motion made at the last council about having committee minutes policy. We'll be looking for direction from council on creating that policy and what committees exactly we are looking to have minutes put online for. So we will be looking for some more direction on that prior to posting any of the minutes of committees.
Just one suggestion, and I don't know if it will work or not, but Jackie can help me out with the school board used to meet. They would approve their minutes of the school meetings, plus any committees that met over the 2-week period or whatever it happened to be. Now, there were probably no public members on those committees. It was all school board members. And where we had public members, I don't know if we could do that or not, but it's something to look at. Because The committee may not meet for 6 months.
Correct, and also, for example, Alderwood, we don't have minutes from those meetings. So we need to find out exactly what meetings and what committees are part of council and which ones we're expecting to have put forward. Because I think that the motion might have been really broad, and I think we have to be more specific on what we're gonna put forward, because we have committees of council, but then we also have other committees that council will sit on.
Yeah.
So what committees are we looking to have these minutes put forward for?
Yeah, same.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and who's responsible for?
Yeah, that was going to be my question. If we can narrow exactly what can the minutes you will be talking about, because
Right.
we sit on so many and it's on the council or is, I will need your more information before we just put it in
Yeah,
the website.
yeah, and I
So
think
maybe
we're
that's
talking about a policy creator.
I think we probably should have a policy, yes.
So I think with that, and we've had this conversation because like the only minutes that we would be responsible for, in my opinion, would be just committees of council. You sit on another
Exactly,
committee,
Yeah.
that's their responsibility.
Yeah.
So I guess my suggestion, you brought it up, if you're looking for the policy, so if you want to kind of take the lead on that one, we can get, if we agree, it's just committee of council. And then since you brought it forward, or you have examples of another municipality, how they do it, maybe look at
I
that.
think some municipalities have a list of the committees,
We have that
We
as well.
have that.
Yeah.
but not
So-
that are reported, that the minutes are posted or whatever.
Right, so you guys have to come up with that list also, I think, of what exactly it is.
Yeah,
that you
I'll-
want to.
I want to send that to me, Leanne, and I'll have. a look
Yeah.
and see
We're
what-
gonna give,
Definitely.
Probably
Yeah.
get a little
Yeah.
committee formed.
we're gonna give you the lead on that, so.
Okay.
Okay, you do it, and you can do, because you research those things quite well, so you
Yeah.
bring back kind of an idea of what is report, what committees you see, how you came to those conclusions, so to speak, and maybe some support policies that other municipalities have, so that we're very clear on what policy would state. All right, anything else to come out of the whole business? I have one, but I just want to make sure if there's anybody else. I know we had a courthouse assessment done by Nicholas Charlton, and I believe he's coming back to the community to have a discussion.
He is.
And do we have it?
Well.
But that will be an open meeting to the public.
Yeah.
So that's my point, I guess. When he does come, we make sure that we advertise it so that people get it clear. The best person to speak to about the findings of that report would be the author of that report. So I think we open it to the public, whether we do it virtually or we do it in person, because we're limited in space.
Yep, and everything is on our website, on our.
Yeah, you mentioned you were looking at options for the rink and stuff. What other options are being looked at? Like, is that the only one that's being looked at, or?
No, so, we're at the beginning stages of this, but, one option, so we're gonna have to have another meeting related to this also, but one is, do we rebuild this building? Or do we renovate this to the place where it needs to be? Another would be, do we search out another location where we put in a new building? A third is maybe, do we even have a building? With the way of the world. So there's several different things that could be on the table.
Yep.
But the rink is one that is in the process of looking for tenants. So doesn't hurt to look and see what the options are over there.
Again, I just want to make sure there's more options, like the other options are, we do have land out, our plant out there.
Yes,
Which we could have everybody together. We also have ski case multi, we're building a building that
Yeah.
we're looking for tenants also. Just want to make sure that we're looking at different options that are open.
yeah, nothing is determined yet.
And he will be here March 2nd at 2 p.m.
Yeah. it's in there. Thank you for that. So March 2nd, so if you're available in person, if not, hopefully we will also be virtual as well.
Is that Wednesday?
And I think you did send it over those. And to your point too, Deputy Warden, that the Rick spoke to other people, other age committees and groups as well, so.
Perfect.
It's just there's moving parts.
Exactly, no, I understand, just want to make sure we're looking at all the options.
Nope, and I guarantee you we'll look at every option, and we'll relocate, rebuild, or refurbish, those are your three choices, so. And I mentioned two people, we've not made any commitments to any of those, but we just want to make sure that we're very clear on the condition of this building. That's the big decision.
Exactly.
Motivate what direction we're moving, so.
Good, thank you.
No, it's a good question, good point. So is there any other old business? I do have something that I'll come back to because I forgot. All right, we're gonna move on. So old business, we covered that. Okay, business arising, is there any other business arising? We good?
Yeah.
No business arising? Move on to CAO's report, please.
Yeah, okay. So, bring you up to date on some of the different departments that we have here. So, met with department heads, and coming from Recreation Active Living, Lydia's department, she is working on some active trails funding. She is sending out final funding reminders to the rinks and schools in the area to get their requests in for funding from us. She had a placemaking meeting for an update on the Dingwall space that they are working with. I believe it was with Councilor McDonald. She's doing winter field training on Saturday. This is her level 2 on winter field training. Looking at some policies for trails with Nova Scotia Trails. Getting their information on Nova Scotia Trails updated for current information. She's also doing some research on accessibility with Cassandra, and working on the accessibility toolkit for our accessibility committee that we have started. She's touched base with ACAP and they're doing up a report for council, and we'll be bringing forward some initiatives. That is the where's ACAP stand for? It's the climate change group out of Sydney. It's climate change. Yeah. A note that the arena here in Quebec is going to be open for March 8th. It was going to be closed, but thanks to councillors' generous donations, they will be keeping it open for March 8th. And there'll be information going on about the programming that will be going on there. She's looking at redoing the community garden up here behind us, and doing some work with Schools Plus and Northwest Mobi. Dan in tourism has been working, attended a tourism labor market forum with tie-ins. There are big reforms coming with the EI system for seasonal workers. And in Nova Scotia, apparently there are about 20,000 tourism positions that need to be filled this year. So it could actually be crisis mode for filling of those positions. 2022 tourism marketing campaign is launching this week. You'll see things going out related to Nova Scotia and Cape Breton. Dan's been working with Erica and Adam Shore, and we'll be having a mountain bike strategy discussion this week. Also working on the winter market readiness program, which is well underway. We have 6 of the 10 candidates for winter market readiness in the study. He's working on a pilot project for Badak and Ingonish, and that's gathering some steam for community master plans. Also sat in on the Dingwall placemaking session, and we'll be doing an engagement session on there also for some community feedback. Our area report for our trails development is well underway, which is the Aboriginal review of the area. He's also working on trails application for the active transit with Lydia. We're meeting with Department of Environment this week on trails, and we are also going to be doing a best practice mission tomorrow, and going up and meeting up with some of the snowmobile clubs and having a look at the trails. In Public Works, the last meeting said that COVID was hitting some of our public works. We're getting back sort of to normal in those areas. Thank goodness, post-COVID. We are also looking for a clean leadership posting for an internship with clean leadership at the transfer station. So there'll be applications that will be available for interns in a technologist position that could be coming up for a 15-week program out at Public Works. Our new hires in our water department are doing really great. So hopefully, knock on wood, things are going really great. The new membrane for the water treatment plant in New Haven is hopefully going to be installed next week. So we'll move forward with the next step there. We're also looking at other options. I know, Jackie, you brought up last year with the heaters at the New Haven Depot. We're looking to see if we can get a better system set up down there. They also have had meetings, Public Works had meetings with a water meter supply representative. We're possibly looking to go at wireless readers for our water meters. Takes away the actual having to go and read it. It's handheld, which would make it an easier job. So we're looking at that. And also Department of Environment was down and did a site visit in Niels Harbor, and I think things went okay. Didn't hear from them, so that's good to see them out and touring around. Senior safety and Cassandra's department, home warming program. So working with Clean Nova Scotia, see if there's some ways to get the home warming program out to the community. She said the Uncommon Room project has started and is going great. There's also a letter writing project between the DAC grade 3 students and some long-term care homes, so on the Pen Pal program. The ACT program, Acting Collectively, is looking to do training for 2 people, so taking next steps on that. And our accessibility committee has met twice in the last month and are taking next steps at drafting a plan, and it's going to be a big plan for accessibility. So everybody be prepared for some things that have to change for accessibility. In finance, so Alan went and did a meeting with Straight Area Transit regarding Victoria County Transit, and going forward with the next steps to bring that here, to bring that forward for April 1st. Where we have to do our final claims on the Niels Harbor water treatment plant for ICIP funding, and budget meetings will be in touch about budget discussions coming up. In economic development, Erica has been busy. She's been out visiting different businesses. She said there's one new business that actually picked up their keys today in Cape North. So 4 Mile Inn, we're welcoming them and wishing them well. Her housing survey has officially closed. So she was just waiting on a couple of businesses, and she's got at least one of the 2 she was waiting on. She's having a meeting with John Trickett on the Brink about the next steps for a business plan there. She's also working and done a lot of research on mountain bike park themed research, and has met with a bunch of people on taking the next steps for mountain bikes. She is also looking at conversations with economic development for natural disasters and doing some research on that. And she's looking at diving into housing funding for private development. So housing is, it's important, something that we're missing. Another note, a couple of other things. Our water rate study, we had a meeting with the team on our water rates. We're going to do an updated, bring updated numbers on some things that we're learning, and have some updated things brought into that water rate study, and the guys will be coming to council and presenting in the near future. NSFN had a meeting with them on, they're doing some proposed changes to their bylaws. They're going to be doing regional meetings. I think it's virtual for council. And they're recommending that you attend those meetings. Sorry. And district planning sent a letter that they are looking for recommendations on their municipal positions as of April 1st. Not sure if that's a motion that you want to do for their building inspectors and fire inspectors.
Yeah, we have to do this every year.
Yeah.
So we would need a motion to appoint the following: building inspection, Building inspectors David McKenzie, Amanda Easter Brooks, and Sean Donovan, Alderman Sarah Martell, Jonathan Martin, Andre Sampson, Special Constable Sean Donovan, and Jonathan Martin. And we'll do all these under one, the Development Officer, Wanda Ryan, Alternates John Bain, and Jones, Leanne Martin, John Sutherland, Fire Inspector David McKenzie, Alternates Andre Sampson, East Brooks, Donovan, Martell, and Martin. The dangers of the unsightly with Jonathan Martin and Jonathan Bain, alternate Amanda East Brooks, and David McKenzie, and Andre Sampson, Special Constable Sean Donovan and Jonathan Martin. So those are appointments that we need to make a motion to council. So we have a motion to appoint those.
I move we appoint those people as noted.
Deputy Warden has made the motion. We have a second.
Second.
Councilor McLeod, all in favor?
Aye.
I'm reminded, we will notify the school district plan commission of those appointments have been approved by council.
Great, thank you. And one last thing, we have a few job postings that are up and on our website, and they are coming due this week. So if you know of anybody who is looking for a position, have them have a look. There could be something there for some. We've had low applicants for them. So we have a few, but the positions are still out there and they will be there until they are filled. So please encourage anyone that you know that's looking for a job to apply.
Any questions or comments for CEO?
I wonder, what is the uncommon room?
That might be a question for Sam.
Yeah, I can speak to that. So there's 4 low-income seniors housing buildings here in Victoria County.
Oh.
And so Senior Safety partnered with the Housing Authority and the Victoria County Home Support, who provided some pay for 2 hosts to go to those facilities. So they're visiting once per week in each location and providing some sort of programming for seniors to be, for social engagement. And then it's also an opportunity for senior safety information to reach those people.
I was aware of that program, I just didn't know it's called uncommon.
Uncommon room, yeah.
Because I know people that are doing that job.
Thank you, Councilor. Thank you, Sam.
And then acting collectively.
Yes.
What is that one?
That's the senior project that
She does say.
That's not over here, yeah, okay.
So Acting Collectively is a research project being put on by Dalhousie Research Team. And so they've supported, or I guess they're providing background support, and they've encouraged us to apply for some money through age-friendly grants. And then with their backup, we should be likely to receive that money. We haven't heard yet, but assuming that it will go ahead. It's basically it's a research tool, it's a survey. So we would contact seniors in the community and ask them to self-identify their needs and where their gaps are. And so the reason that Senior Safety and the age-friendly committee has decided to work with this project is because not only will it help to identify the needs for the researchers, but also helps us get in touch with the needs of our local people. So we'll be able to adapt our programming to accommodate that. So over 2 years, I believe they're looking for about 150 respondents. So that's kind of the level we'll be doing the research for. Okay.
Thank you again.
and that is all that I have.
Any other questions, comments? CEO, let's report, Steve. All right, we're going to move on to taxation report. Sure. Be presented by the CAO.
So I have this from Alex, so you just read off her notes on here. Just to note, the last few updates included our 2020 COVID tax installment program ongoing, but that's excluded as it's technically not taxes receivable. So she says this is an exciting update to get back taking this over for these numbers. So as of today, we dipped below the 1 million in outstanding. So that is very exciting. In 2021, this milestone happened in mid-March. In 2020, it was mid-June. And in 2019, we didn't go below that number. So to be below that at the end of February, our staff are working really hard, and it is great, great effort from downstairs. So as of today, there's 995,400 outstanding, compared to 1.19 this time last year, so we are at about 198,000 ahead of schedule, or ahead of where we were this time last year. Current of that number, we're ahead 38,000, so 597,000 outstanding compared to 637 this time last year. And in arrears, which is the 2 years and out, we were 398,000 this year compared to 557 this time last year, so we're 159,000 ahead of schedule in our arrears numbers. So since our last update, we have collected $48,000. And a reminder that our next tax sale is by tender and it is March 22nd. And information about this is on our website, and the listing is updated every Friday, and it will be going in the paper also related to that. And our next public tax sale will be June 14th. So really good in our numbers, where we're ahead. Very good.
Any questions in regard to taxation? Good report, thank you, thank you. We are gonna take our 15-minute recess. It is 5 to 6, we'll reconvene at 6:10.
Where are people watching this, I'm wondering?
Facebook.
Yeah, because my sister's logged on and she said it's not there.
Yeah.
Is it there?
Thanks for that.
Because she's on Facebook.
So welcome back to council, and we're going to deal with the next item on the agenda, and it is Department of Transportation, Department of Public Works concerns. We'll start with Councilor McLeod, any public works concerns seeking for District 2.
Yes, I have, I sent this to Steve, but just for record for the minutes, to just keep a track. I have some concerns about in Big Bear Road. There's some potholes. I know it's hard to fix them right now, but they're getting very deep. And I give them, it's between 11767 Big Bear Road, between and 1302 in Big Bear. And another is a road part in the road when the overpass, when you go to Halifax, maybe you guys noticed, when you go in the ramp, go to the lane, is packing. So I sent it and he said it's in the list, just waiting for good weather for that. Yeah, and that's all.
Thank you. District number 4.
Is that the road that is the alternate route from the one that doesn't have the bridge on it anymore? Like my son went to Belcote and he had to go through Middle River.
No, this is Big Bear.
Oh, Big Bear,
Big
okay, yeah, Middle River, like.
Yeah,
He
it-
said the road is just.
Yeah,
like-
the bridge is reported. They're supposed to going to go fix some boards, a CAP, and they have it in the list for the.
This
just
is
the
where
weather.
the new
Yeah.
bridge went out though.
Yeah.
There's
Oh,
no bridge, so
the-
you have to go the other way.
Yeah, the
and he said
detour.
The whole road is like
Yeah.
almost not there.
Yeah, everything is reported and just waiting for weather and money.
Yeah, in my district, there's, in Englishtown, there's a really bad ice buildup on the road close to the Trans-Canada, but on the Englishtown Road, and it's about like 6 inches deep of ice and very dangerous, because you come on, the rest of the roads will be bare, and then you'll come onto that spot where it's just like a huge pile of ice. And then the other one was, just wondering, there's an area on the Meadow Road that has, every time we have a major rain, it floods so badly that it like takes out the road at the end of this gentleman's driveway, and it has been patched, but just, he's wondering if there's a timeline for a permanent fix on that. And I will send these to Steve, and that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor. District 5, Anthony tonight.
I think I had one report of a washout at Libador, and I got a reply from Steve and Joey today, so hopefully we'll look at it. I'm just wondering what the condition of the plowing situation too. Today, I don't know, I'll heard me, when I come up over the mountain, there was a car on its roof. You had to be very careful, especially with the wind. But I think the problem is it's too cold for salt to work. And there's no other, well, they could put sand on it, I guess, but they don't want to put sand on it. Other than that, spring is coming.
Deputy Warden.
No real issue. Steve's aware of anything, but the last rainstorm, we did get hit quite hard north again, so mountain is washed out in a lot of areas, but it's passable. But and then for next side, North Mountain, of course, roads closed for 7 to 10 days, so major washouts. English Harbor had a major flood. Some of the areas have been corrected. Still some of the other side of the road has not been corrected, but due to the weather and stuff, they're hoping in the spring to get to it, but Steve's aware of it. And other than that, we're not hearing many issues. We had a couple of driveways late, or roads late getting plowed there a couple of weeks ago, but other than that, it seems to be one of the quieter winters. So it's good. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Deputy Warden. Councilor Oregon.
I just had a call from a resident, the last storm we had flooding. This happens every time we get a big rain. I emailed Steve and he said he'd send a crew to look at the situation. So I haven't heard anything. I think it's a culvert might be blocked and they had to wait till the water goes down to rectify it. That's it.
Thank you very much. Councilor McDonald.
Yes, thank you, Warden. No really concerns this evening, just that there was, as Deputy Warden had stated, there's a lot of damage north there in St. Mary's Village. There's quite a bit of washout. Down by the Central Co-op and through Cape North along the hill by the fire station. And North Mountain is caused by some of the things, Parks Canada for the response to get the information out on data. They're giving updates data, so that's good that the residents can see that. And Mr. McDonald is aware of all concerns in District 8.
Thank you. Councilor Neil is not here this evening, so he didn't send me any, so I didn't get any unless you guys did. The only thing I have to report with Public Works is the arrangements with Keith Bain and to meet with Steve. I don't know if you had a chance to drive around that plate at the streets, particularly McLeod Street, Grant Street, Campbell Street. They just did honestly crumble. I haven't seen them this bad years, seriously. So we're going to be in some of those couple of streets that are actually in Councilor McLeod's district as well, some of the roads that we're talking about. So I asked the MLA if he would meet with us, meet with Steve, and just do a quick around town, just to highlight some of the bad spots, which I'm well aware of. Streets and highways are a provincial issue, and they have to be addressed, at provincial level. So we're just waiting to hear when that meeting is to be scheduled. So if you hear we're around the street looking at potholes, we're around the streets looking at potholes. That's the only thing that I have. So we'll just note that, that would be great. We're going to go on to district concerns, and we'll start with Councilman Wong.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Warden. No real concerns this evening. I'd just like to, I'm not sure if I need to make a motion. I'm going to take $1,000 from my district budget, 500 separated between two non-for-profits.
Yeah, you do it in the motion.
I'm going to take $500 for North Island Nordic for their upcoming WAPIT that will be taking place in March, and another 500 for the Northern Catalonian Society. If you'd like to make a motion, please.
The motion by Councilor McConvey, a second. Deputy Warden, seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
I'm reminded, motion's carried.
That's good, sir.
That's it.
Thank
Very
you.
good, thank you. Councilor Gordon.
I had a call about the top off the water main at the end of Ocean View Drive in Neils Harbor. A sharp pipe was sticking up and exposed, and worried about people running over it and ruining their tires. But I sent an email off to Greg for Public Works, and he said he'd have somebody there look at it within the hour. And so it was done. Thanks. That's it. That's all the calls I got this week, or this month.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Deputy Warden.
No real issues, but just one question, Leanne. I know we had asked for a land swap for the depot with Land Support. Have we heard anything back from them at all? How long has it been now?
Oh, 4 or 5 months,
Okay.
probably right on schedule.
No, I was just wondering, because I know we do, I've asked to talk to MLA Bain again about meeting with the environment and Land Support in regards to protected areas. And a couple of land swaps seem to be a big thing that's taking, like, too many things are taking too long to get done.
Yeah.
Same with the quarry on top, Smoky that's being proposed. That's held up again because of bureaucrats. It's nothing to do with the MLAs are all on side and everything, but just nothing is moving. So I was just wondering about that one, so we bring that up at our, if we do get a meeting with those two ministers, follow up on it. That's it, thank you.
Thank you, Deputy Warden. Councilor Patterson.
No concerns.
No concerns. Well done. Councilor Long.
Yeah, I had somebody inquiring to when, the county's taking applications for the reuse center. Or is that just an ongoing thing?
They are online, so the
Okay.
application is online right now. I think it's almost closed, close to closing.
Oh, okay, so it's a closing date.
It was, yeah, I thought it closed already.
It may have actually closed, yes, that was,
on.
yeah,
For the reuse center.
yes.
Okay. Yeah, and the other thing I wanted to mention was that I'm taking a course online about the climate crisis, and it's very interesting, but kind of depressing. Yeah, when you hear what's really happening, you know, it's kind of scary, but it's very interesting, and it's gonna be over a number of weeks, so I'll be learning a lot. Yeah.
Good work.
Congratulations.
And that's it for me.
Thank you. Thank you for your report. Councilor McLeod.
No concerns, just a suggestion. We know we have our Olympian in Victoria County. Jessie Wong's went to the Olympics with China and hockey women's. Just wondering if we can invite her for recognition to maybe next week, whatever she's available, if we can invite her and to present something for her. We're very proud of her.
It's great. Sure.
And yeah.
So I will just,
Yeah.
we'll contact her and we'll just do a short presentation. It's kind of interesting to give her a few minutes to tell her if she wants to relay any experiences she had. particularly going to-
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah, so we'll allow as much time as she feels she needs, so it's not often we would have a big participant in their process, so, yeah, great idea. So we'll contact her
Okay,
and go forward.
thank you.
Very good.
This is not in a motion, but I'm here now. If I can take $500 for the Red Cross, will be for the Ukraine humanitarian crisis appeal, to send it to them. And that's it. Thanks.
I'm wondering, yes, of course, take it out of your district
Yeah.
budget, I think the municipality should get a donation to that,
Okay.
to the Ukraine, and you do it through the Red Cross, so.
Yeah, it's the Red Cross, the Ukraine humanitarian crisis.
What is, anybody have a figure that they think it's, I mean,
1,000 or more?
yeah, keep going. What do you, what,
Don't ask the answer, money.
Just give the word.
Council's decision.
5,000,
5,000.
let's do 5,000.
Okay, we need a motion for that.
That's a good, that's a
Yeah.
good thing.
We can take 500 from each district budget. Yep.
That was the prayer motion.
We change it to the other municipality. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, you all were generous with the rent for my friend, so.
Yeah, thanks.
Are you making that motion, sorry?
That was moved by Councilor Fowler, need a second, please. Second. Councilor Long, all in favor?
Aye.
And I think those donations will be doubled by the federal government as well, or whatever. We should donate it wherever we get the dollars.
Thanks. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so that, yeah, they went double that. Yeah.
Good. Good point. Anything else? Anything for your district?
Yes, thanks.
I just have two dates. One is a request for street light for 221 Shore Road. Request for a street light. Number of years, so that one's tonight, and I filled out the form and it is there. So I'd like to make that motion.
Do we have a second for the motion?
Second.
Second by Councilor McLeod.
Yeah, it meets the criteria.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary-minded? Motion passed.
Me.
Thank you.
The other thing I'd like to, it's not a district concern, but I'd like to, just two things, like, just to clarify, because Leanne, and I knew there was something that's been asked at the end of the minutes. But the artifacts are leaving here, and they're going to the Highland Village. So then, once they're there, anybody that has artifacts can go over there. That's how it's gonna be.
They can make a request
They
to
make a
them,
request,
yes,
so.
and then they could possibly see about taking them back if they own them.
If they own them, so there's a formal process, so we don't want them here, and individuals coming in. So the Highland Village will look after making those arrangements for people that may have an interest, whether they're from north or south, so. And the second thing is the FCM, the Federation of Canadian Municipalities, has had a conference this year, and they've had it in a couple of years. So we generally send 50%, and we rotate those 4. Whoever was at the previous one doesn't get to go to the next one unless we don't have enough and you draw names. So the 4 people that will be eligible to go to, it's in Regina this year. Councillor Patterson would go as the FCN board member anyway. So the 4 remaining spots would go for consideration, go Councillor Long, Councillor Organ, Councillor McDonald, Councillor McNeil, and myself, so that would be 4 plus rate. So we just need to know, you don't have to tell me tonight, but if we're gonna register, you gotta let Steph know, because there's reduced rates, and if you want a decent location, you please let her know by the end of the week. So with that, are we okay with
Well, I
that?
think the crucial thing too is the hotel rooms.
Exactly.
And then Steph, maybe when we get the decisions made, you can coordinate that. It's on their website. And there's also a section for discount flights too. So if you just go Google FCM, you may find it, but I can get it for you. in case you have it.
Thanks.
And maybe we can just.
And every individual has to register by themselves. You can't, you have to get a unique code that you register with, so.
So
It's
maybe,
not difficult.
just to your point of the rooms, maybe we can ask staff to book 5 rooms and then we'll,
Yeah.
we can figure it out with council after that.
Anyway.
That's a critical piece, because we ended up being like 68 miles from the convention center. You know what I'm saying? It's a quick distance. So we should have a motion to send Councillor Patterson for representatives.
I'll make that a motion.
Deputy Wardens make that motion.
Second.
Second, Councillor Organ, all in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded, we haven't sent in first. More than 2 years.
I'm counting 6 people.
Yeah, me too, because you said yourself.
Since did I? is it-
Yeah, you said, Counselor Longa, Oregon, McDonald, and McNeil, and yourself. Because Counselor Patterson goes anyway as a board member.
More than I'd like to forfeit my submission, I won't be able to attend, which was my regrets.
And I knew that, that's why I said 6. But I didn't want to say that one. Because then people might be listening, say
Thanks, Brent. I didn't want to say anything.
those 5. So thank you for that clarifying that, Councillor. Thanks a lot. Committee reports, Councillor Patterson, you.
Yeah, thank you, Warren. Excuse me. As we met at 5 o'clock, the committee, the Rural Reform Committee was meeting with the minister, the Honorable Ruby Hutchins. She's the Minister of Rural Development, and she's an MP from Newfoundland. So I did see her speak in Ottawa too. I think I forwarded everyone the email that gave the topics that we're going to discuss. And I'll try not to go through many of these topics too often. Okay? First of all, oh shoot. Last Tuesday, the 22nd, there was a meeting with MP Kellaway and MP Batiste. Councillor Long joined in, Councillor Daphne, Councillor McNeil, and we also teamed up with CBRM. So the mayor was present, and Councillor McLeod, Gordon McLeod, and Darren Buxwager. So we had about an hour and 15-minute discussion with them, which turned out to be quite illuminating in some parts. And I'll just highlight the topics that were discussed. The RCM policing situation, and that's going to come up again and again because it's still on the hot wire. My impression is that there are negotiations going on with the federal government that they're not ready to release yet on this issue, because it was right across the country. I think all of British Columbia has RCMP as their police force. Just rough figures. A constable's salary is going up $20,000 retroactive to 2017. We have 10 police officers, some of them are above the rank of constable. We're looking at a minimum of $200,000 extra. So I mean, you know, that's quite significant to us. The other one they're working on, and they changed the name, the Canada Community Building Fund, formerly the Gas Tax Fund. They're looking for a permanent increase in that. And also it expires in 2024. So they're negotiating now to keep it and possibly increase. Okay, Atlantic Caucus, and that's a lot of the same things. Committee on Municipal Finance, which was kind of interesting. PILT, payment in lieu of taxes. And again, maybe you can help me out here. As I understand it, with the federal and provincial governments, the payment in lieu of taxes, they just say, this is it. You get a check, there's no negotiating, whatever. What they're negotiating is to have an independent assessor that would come in and say, this federal property is worth this much or whatever, and base the tax on that instead of just, handing the check over. They've also formed a partnership, yes, and with Stats Canada, which, going back what Cassandra was talking about earlier, will provide data to municipalities on their population. And the gas tax expires in 2024, as I said. Just a couple more things. Excuse me. The rural forum met on Friday and talked about the RCMP again. Infrastructure, funding for infrastructure like wastewater especially, and I think that's a concern of ours. Fisheries Act exempting municipalities from some of the regulations. Just the conversation itself was how the regulations seem to take over. Well, they're looking for some exemptions from municipal projects from the Fisheries Act. And again, the details are not clear, but it's something moving forward that might happen. And the last one is interesting. Voting regulations, small craft. I'm assuming that would be things like the amount of noise they make, you know, going up and down the lake or the river, but they're looking at that. That's pretty okay, I think. I had two more this week. I have one tomorrow and one on Wednesday. So there's lots going on. And I did pose the question to the two mentees too. I just couldn't help myself. What it was like in Ottawa for the last 3 or 4 weeks. And, you know, as we can imagine, what we saw on television, what it would be like to be actually in the middle of that. And I think that both of them are walking to Parliament Hill and so on, way by the protesters and whatever. So it was an interesting situation. Anyway, ordinance 94. So now.
Thank you very much for providing that. For CN. Thank you. Questions?
I just want to add to Fraser's thing, we did talk about housing also, and.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I just want to mention that they were very adamant that housing will play a huge part in the budget coming up. It's one of the top 3 priorities being talked in every caucus that right across the country. So fingers crossed that there'll be something good coming out of the budget when it comes to housing.
No, I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
I tried to be as brief as possible. Actually, the other thing I did find out, and Councilor McNeil found out, 2 things actually. You can apply for federal funding for broadband, even if you're getting provincial funding. And one of the MPs was quite adamant in saying that. The other thing is, there is money available, I'm not sure of the fund, for cell service. Like we always think it's broadband, but there's also money available for cell services, which is, as we know, a major problem here. So, because we looked into towers a long time,
This is through the FCM.
No, it's actually to the federal government.
Yeah. Do you know which one?
No, I'll try to find it. Yeah.
That'd be great.
Well, thanks for that, Fraser. Thanks for sending out the invitation for the councilors that were able to join. So, thank you for participating, and that's why on the FCA represent as well. Any other committee reports this evening? Any correspondence?
No, all correspondence has been sent to you.
I received this document that has information on provincial energy programs. Is that right?
The warning.
Heating assistance. Did everybody get that? Okay, so that's not something I have to circulate. That is for us. In the future.
And you can promote it in your circles.
So the last item for business is we're trying to set dates for next council meeting. I know we have the winter calendar for March 14th, but I know the councilor Morgan and Deputy Morgan are going to be away. So we want to continue with regular council, although they will be away. We know that there's a presentation that you referenced that we worked with. the rink, you wanted to be here with your presentations. They were scheduled to be in on the 14th, so we can schedule a separate meeting with the rink, and we can do it virtual or in person.
Yeah, that'd be great.
And we'll continue with our March 14th, if you guys are okay with that. That was all.
Yep, no, that'd be great.
The other thing on March 14th, I believe, was there a public works meeting?
And boundary review.
And,
So, another, I don't know if it's an option, but to move everything to the 21st.
so if we move everything to 21st, you guys are back, it's gonna be a busy
And
day.
I just, I want to say that before.
We'll leave it as an option. Yeah, we won't change it now, but we'll leave it as an option, so.
We can look into it.
Yeah,
We'll let you
we'll-
know what the
Well,
date
we
is.
could potentially schedule picture, we cancel picture day today as well, so we could potentially schedule the boundary patrol works and polls that day.
On the 21st.
So we'll schedule it out, we'll let you know. Here's the other thing I was just gonna ask council, we had a council meeting at 2:00 in the afternoon here last month. And at one time it used to be because the number of people that were working on council and then were retired or seasonal. So I'm wondering, is particularly for those of you that travel, is 2:00 something we could look at and should we be traveling?
Be easier on staff too, so.
Yeah,
Change.
well, yeah. So you're good with it?
100%.
So we'll look at rescheduling at 2:00 in the afternoon. We say before this because they're almost everybody at work. Oh, by the time they got. I like it too.
Get home in time for the hockey game.
Exactly. And especially during playoffs.
Exactly. Oh, we'll have to, yeah.
So we should.
So on March 15th at 2:00.
We're not sure. We're not sure.
Let's say the date.
It's complicated. We need a motion to go in camera.
Make a motion?
Thank you. Moved by Councilor Cloud, second by Deputy Warden. So. Great. We're gonna.
Just 1 second.
So.
Thank you.
The data appears in that.